Okay, folks, welcome back. And as I normally say, I don't do anything usually when I'm not on camera. And this is a perfect example. I've got where we left off yesterday. So we have the Airfix Jungle, whatever the hell it's called. Jungle Outpost. Jungle Outpost. So this we gotta spray this black before we do anything else with it. But I epoxied this, and this is pretty solid now with the roof. We're not gonna attach these two roof pieces. We're just gonna paint all this, and a bit delicate on the posts. But so we're gonna put all this away. This next time you see this, it'll be painted black, and a couple of nips in there, taking the horses for an adventure. About a 2-hour build on this thing. Sounds like it's a long time, but you gotta fit things correctly. You gotta trim them up. Anyhow, that was fun. I felt like building something the other day, so we built it. So let's clear this area of this, and then we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled program, which is called Paint the T3485. And I was a little bummed. I was a little bummed about the T3485, mainly because the color green I was using. I really like the AK paints a lot for airbrushing, but they're turning out a different color than the rest of the T34s that I have. They basically started at this, and when I lighten them, they turn into this, and it's a little too light for my taste compared to, say, these. I like this color better, but it's, but I also look at some other T3485s I have, and they're similar to that. So, and I haven't even weathered it, so that's going to make it even lighter. So, one thing I've learned is don't make decisions just yet. Just follow through all the way. And maybe you'll be happy with it when it's done. So, with that said, we're going to work on this T3485 and finish it all the way. We've got a couple things we still need to do to it. Let's get our super readers on. And I don't have anything to, well, we got some, I don't want to use a piece of cardboard for this. I want to use a napkin, because I'm running out of cardboard fast. So this is to the point where I need to dry brush the weathering on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the colors that we use for weathering, which is, that's not it. It is U.S. Field Drab and Iraqi Sand. No, that's dark sand. Nearly the same thing, but not quite. Iraqi Sand, and the other one is, I believe it's this one. U.S. Field Drab. Yep. Yeah, I can't judge that yet. We haven't even done the black lining or anything. That makes a big difference. That really makes all the little details pop. All right, I do my own stunts. Stunts done by me. All right, let's get this. And let's find a dry brushing type brush. This one should be fine. this is a much better model of the T-34 than the other one, than many of them that I've completed. There's no reason why I should be unhappy with this vehicle per se. So let's just power through this. Hey Maroon, what's happening, man? Just painting up some commies. I actually happen to think this is a fairly attractive vehicle. I don't really think many of the Russian vehicles are unattractive. You know, what's the most unattractive Russian vehicle? Probably those Cosmonauts tractors are pretty ugly. You know, the little ones, those are pretty ugly. Just gonna paint the bottom of this like it's been dusting up. What else? I really don't like those things that they used in the snow on the ice, those aerosans or whatever. Not a fan of those, but that's an easy vehicle to avoid. I think just about everything. Su-76s aren't very attractive, but I don't know if I'd call them ugly. Oh, you know what I don't like? I don't like those Panzer IIIs that they captured at Kursk, and they turn into Su-76I. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of captured vehicles. I'm not a fan of captured vehicles. Okay, I think that's enough. Because remember, we still have to do the Iraqi sand on there, so you need to leave some room for that. And I don't know that we're going to dust this heavily, but let's say it was billowing. The bottom of this would probably catch some of it. And maybe a little on top when these guys walked around it. Just kind of light like that. Okay? And then we're going to do the same thing with Iraqi sand. The Soviets, I don't actually have many Soviet vehicles except their die-cast T-34. Mostly focused on the western side of the war. I've always liked the Eastern Front. I really haven't been much of a fan of American stuff because I'm, like I've said before, I am already American and I'm glad. So I'd like to role play a little bit. With that said, lately I have been on a bit of an American kick because they have this habit of people just painting their stuff just blandly and not giving it any personality. So I just think it's an opportunity to surprise people. You know, you can make everything interesting. And the Soviets and the Americans, really the British for Northwest Europe as well, but you know, the British had this theater of operations called the Western Desert that they're very colorful in there. I would even argue that the British organizations and camouflages and stuff are a lot more interesting than the Africa Corps, but that's me personally. But I've kind of been on an American kick because, you know, it's an opportunity to make things that normally most people would consider pretty boring looking and give them a lot of personality. Well, this is looking a lot better. This is looking a lot better. And trust the method. That's not what I'm trying to think. What's it called? It's not trust the science. What is it? Trust the process. I've only painted hundreds of vehicles and been happy with how they turned out. So okay. So we have that. Now, I'm going to go ahead before I do the individual things. I'm going to go ahead and paint. I'm going to go ahead and do some black lining. Make this stuff pop. Yeah, it's already looking a heck of a lot better. These actually have really good detail. These SHQs. You know, the figures, SHQ figures are fairly realistic shaped. I'm just not a big fan of them because, you know, if you buy like a pack of figures, they all seem to have very similar equipment. So it's hard to kind of tell them apart from each other. And, you know, that's important for the kind of scale of stuff that I'm doing. All right, where is... There we go. A brush we can black line on. So let's start off with the turret because it's easier. You plan for Soviet groups in the past, but to avoid any overbuying, I narrowed down one project. Maybe one day I'll return to it. Yep. What scale do you do things in? I'm surprised when there's people that do the same theater in different scales. I'm sure they have their reasons. You did 20 mil. Wow. And you're in America? So there's only like 4 of us. I think you're in America. The one true scale. You know, lots of people do like ancients and medievals and 1/72 scale plastic. And as much as I like 1/72, I wouldn't do that. Those other things are, you know, 15 mil all the way for that. For sure, for sure. Easy, keep it down over there. It's a good scratch build and practice with it since a lot of the vehicles need to have added stuff. Absolutely. I've just gotten lazy and haven't done that. Actually, my only gripe with the green stuff is that it takes some time to dry. So, you know, I can't build like tarps for it and like paint it immediately. I've got to like plan it. Well, these are 1/76. Well, I did this scale because when I started doing it, 28 didn't exist for World War II. At 15 millimeter, kind of wasn't a thing either. Make that hatch cover stand out. The detail on it is very, very thin. phone making those buzzing sounds? Yeah, I think in the U.S. though, if you can find the scale that we do things in, the stuff's usually somebody really wants to get rid of it. I came across somebody on one of the news groups or something like that. I forgot. Maybe it was the guy to my Facebook friend or something like that. But about a year ago, I came across somebody who was saying like, "Oh, I'm just," and it was somebody that was older than me. It's like playing my first World War II game, and I'm like thinking, "What the hell have you been playing?" Because like that's what I started with. It's just very alien to like not play that. I mean, if you're not playing World War II stuff, what the hell have you been playing? That's not turning out I want to. Let's just leave that alone for the time being. All right, first and foremost on the back here, these grills. I definitely wouldn't do 28s. And just that alone. I imagine World War II is the most popular historical. That and Napoleonic. World War II was always the most popular one as far as I was concerned. And I didn't grow up playing. I did not grow up playing really any Napoleonics. I always get a laugh when people from overseas are really into the American Civil War, which I have zero interest in. really see it much either. Compared to World War One or Korean War or Vietnam, I feel it would be. Yeah, yeah. World War One's, the trench warfare thing just doesn't make for a very good game. I'm not going to make it very long tonight. Korean War. I've never seen a Korean War game. Just adding these little pieces of the block wash in the areas where I want it to be. I've seen someone play before, but I'm sure it's not a very popular one either. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so just adding this black lining to it makes a big difference. Big, big difference. And this is kind of subtle black lining. So I'm using a water-based product. If I use something different, it'd be more dramatic. It doesn't need to be more dramatic. I mean, it looks a lot better than it was before. Whatever floats your boat. If the method works, then there shouldn't be too much concern. That's right. Do what you want. I don't try to convert anybody. But there's a lot of people out there searching for purpose. Oh, you gotta do it the way I do, or you're wrong. And I'm gonna die on this hill. You know, there's a lot of people like that. You're just basically screaming at the heavens. Nobody's telling you I got to do it my way or the highway. I don't want to convert anybody, and I also don't want to be converted. All right, let's do the black lining around the edge of this grate. Well, you don't. I agree. It's no fun. It's just a waste of time. But some people are out there, they're like, I've had people like, I don't understand why you base in black. I said, what's to understand? That's why I choose to do it. As the Frenchman says, mind your own business. That's actually looking pretty good. Really pretty good. All right, let's paint up some missing stuff here. Let's get one of these out of here. See if I can finish this thing all the way. Light orange. Oh man, this one really did separate a lot. Black and orange. That's what I use for my rust color. I got some of these brushes that are just way too valuable to be doing chicken shit little things with that. Black works well with a lot of terrain and manages to blend well. Sometimes grass on the road looks silly to me, but I don't say to people that they shouldn't base because of that. Grass on a road looks silly. It depends where it is on the road. I've been using this SS Camel Black as the base color on these logs. I'd rather like it. Well, that's chocolate brown. Which one is this? Gunmetal. Is it not here? It's like damn near black. What are you doing over there? Nope, that's all the brown. That's strange. Gotta be here somewhere. Well, I'm so tired. Natural steel. I didn't even know I had that color. Here it is, German camouflage black. I'm not paying attention. I'm like half falling asleep. No, we need to get this with the white. We're doing the headlamp. I can't do that log yet. It's still wet. I took that brush off. Why did I do such a thing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I got the paint everything black from a Games Workshop guide. Back in the day. Yeah, I gotta wait for that log to dry. Okay, so I've only been on here 44 minutes, but man, I'm falling asleep. Rolling Those Stones had a right idea. That's right. Cue the music. One of the few songs by them that I actually like. The old theme song of Tour of Duty. I had a friend of mine that was really into Tour of Duty way back when. I never really cared for Vietnam stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to paint the wood on the little handles on a saw. I'm just literally falling asleep. Whoop. This color's weird. What's going on here? Iron Warriors turned like purple. There we go. Some more like it. I'm glad I at least did this because that was it. No. Maybe it was. Oh. Alright, so we got to paint these two little pieces, the two handles of the saw, and then the trunk. So, all right, folks, thanks for stopping by, and we'll have to test that to confirm in my head. This is how I'm imagining. Purple would do well to make a machine gun look shiny or charred. So a lot of people that are painting with like light gray and stuff. I'm old school, and I just paint the whole thing black, and I highlight it in a little certain places with a metallic color. All right, folks, we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.